In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for February 14th, 2023. And in this problem, we need to evaluate this expression in white, assuming that x is -4 and y is 3. So this is an exercise in evaluating expressions. Remember that expressions just don't have inequalities or equations, things like that. Now, to understand a problem like this, you do need to have a solid understanding of pre-algebra, but this is something typically taught in the beginning of Algebra 1, maybe even before you learn how to solve equations. It just depends the order that your teacher takes you through it. But at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own, and when you're ready, we can solve this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted this problem, we can start working through this together. And if you do have suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will consider that. Now, when evaluating expressions, we are essentially substituting what we know the variable is equal to into this expression here. For instance, x right here, this is really -4, so we will replace that. Same with this x here and this x here. Now, y we know is 3, so anywhere we see a y, we will replace it with +3. So let's go through and plug everything in. We have 5 multiplied by x to the third, so that's -4 to the third. And the general strategy that I take when substituting or evaluating these expressions is to put everything in parentheses when I plug it in. And that way I will keep track of my negative numbers. So for this next term here, we have 2 multiplied by x. Again, plug it in parentheses, multiplied by y. Now, just to point this out, if you don't use parentheses, it's easy to misinterpret this. You could read this as 2 minus 4 times 3, which is not what's going on here. So without parentheses, it tends to be messier and you're more likely to misread your work. Now for this last term, we have minus x, which again is -4, and again in parentheses, multiplied by y squared, and y is 3, so we have 3 squared. And at this point, we can just simplify everything. So let me just make a little bit of room here. This -4, for instance, to the third power, we are multiplying -4 3 different times, and we know that when we pair up two negatives, the negatives cancel, so this would be a +16, but +16 times by -4 will bring the answer back to negative, and 16 times 4 is 64. So this just becomes, if we rewrite it here, 5 multiplied by -64. Then we have 2 times by -4 times by 3. Well, 2 times -4 is -8, times by 3 would be -24. So really, we are subtracting 24. And then over here, let's start by multiplying this out. This becomes a 9, and 9 times by -4 would be -36. So we have minus -36, or we could just rewrite this as plus 36 since we're subtracting that negative. Now 5 times by -64 will give us a negative number. Let me change colors here. And 5 times 60 is 300. 5 times 4 is 20, so this becomes minus 320. And minus 24 plus 36, that's just plus 12. Now simplifying everything, we have minus 320 plus 12 would bring us to minus 308. So this should be our final answer. Though if you do want to be certain, after you plug everything in parentheses, just put this expression here into the calculator and it will do the arithmetic for you just to confirm that this is in fact the correct answer.